Hello everyone, Olga today with you, and in this video I would like to discuss topic if majority of Ukrainians will back to Ukraine after the war finish. This question time from time is appearing on my channel, in comments and in Instagram. By the way, don't forget to follow me in Instagram if you're interested in some more common updates. And today I would like to give you some thoughts. I already made such video 1 month, I guess, after war, and even now my personal thoughts changed. But while I'm already living outside for some time and I speak with a lot of people, I did a lot of observation. I noticed a lot of things which me personally before I didn't consider. And today I would like to share it with you. So let's start. Okay, so the first and very important thing, I guess, which is the core reason why I'm believing that most of people will return to Ukraine. This is not knowing foreign languages. You know, this is very important part. When you're moving to another country, you need to be able to communicate and speak and know the local language. If you don't know the local language, your options and your life is super limited. Ukrainians, they actually majority don't speak even English, even basic English. Well, I'm not talking about that every European country they actually using their local language, like France, Italy, Germany. In those countries you will not really find a lot of people speak English, and if you are coming as a tourist you for sure can manage yourself. But if you are coming to live in the country and you need to go and use hospitals, you need to go to I don't know, cinemas, libraries, watch TV, communicate with people around you, read newspapers, read some magazines, you will feel yourself super limited to the level that these things is totally not for you. So you're just living out of the society, out of basic things and that you used to have just because you don't know the language. You can basically say that you are starting life from zero, and from somebody who don't want to start their life from zero, I guess staying in Europe after the things will get sorted in Ukraine doesn't make any sense. Now I will tell you a bit more in examples so you can understand. For example, imagine that there is somebody who used to be a bank employee in Ukraine, and she moved temporarily to any of European countries, but she don't speak any other language. So her option is actually just to go and clean dishes or clean houses or do in some kind of farming job, while she can normally back to Ukraine and be, for example, the head of the branch very normally, because she's very qualified, she's very knowledgeable, she has work experience to work as a branch manager or as a head of the branch or something. Same about doctors, dentists, cosmetologists, architects, engineers, mechanics, and everybody else. So all these people, they can have good life in Ukraine, they can have a lot of customers, clients, patients, they can have some name that everybody know, at least in their city, that this doctor in this city is the best. And yes, if I really have any problem, I really need to go and try to find an appointment with him because I trust him so much. And imagine such doctor, he is moving abroad where he don't speak language, his educational certifications totally is not accepted and not counted, so he need to go and study from zero and obtain new certifications, and still he doesn't have even any name on the market, you know. So it could be, but still any person can move to other countries and start new life there, but it should be a personal choice that he just want to change the country for some reason, but not just because by war he get thrown to another country, or he run or she run physically from the rockets, bombings, these problems with electricity and heating and all this stuff. Doesn't mean that this will push really somebody to stay abroad after the things will get better in Ukraine. And don't forget that those people also, they can have very great houses and apartments in Ukraine while abroad, and friends and family also, which is also very important. While abroad you're totally alone, with no property, with no money, with no education as per their standards, and with no work experience as per their standards. So majority of people who nowadays fled to Europe, this is not the type of people who would like to go and work on non-qualified jobs, live in social payments, like somebody considered that this is some crazy amount that you can live like a king and not do anything. And yeah, this type of people who moved, it's just not the type who would be interested in such kind of things. Just this point, I believe, is very important, and this would push a lot of people back. Second thing, it's cultural differences or lifestyle differences, and this is not a secret for anybody that, for example, France is different from Italy, Italy is different from Sweden, and Sweden is different from US in their lifestyle and all the things which is available on the market, how shops are open, which shops is available, which brands people prefer, what is the lifestyle. So if you have a lot of bakeries in France, for example, you may not find them in US, and you may not find such type of bread in US, and so on. And there is such small details which is also very different from country to country, and for sure there are some things which is common in Ukraine and not common in European countries. And yeah, many people will feel missing these things, and they just don't like lifestyle of different country, and that would be also important. And again, I just want to remind you that people moved to they left Ukraine just because of physical invasion. It's not that they was all their life dreaming to go to European countries. European countries for Ukrainians are very available, unlike all other refugees, which was before. So we can come to them without visa in any time. Just come, travel, go. If you want to stay, stay. If you want to find job, go and find job, and there is nothing changing. Third thing which is important, that Ukrainians in Europe, they're all under the special status. From one side this is good, from one side this is somehow bad, you can say. Not bad, but unlike other refugees who used to come, claim asylum, and then once they get this status, they can somehow live all their life in the country and done. They know that they're here forever unless they will personally decide to go back. Then with Ukrainians, the things is a bit different. It was much easier to obtain protection status, which we have. So we don't have status as refugees officially. We have status in different countries. It's different things, but somehow it's a temporary status anyway, which allow you to stay and work in the country without any long process of approval. But at the same time, once the things in Ukraine will finish, our legal stay and work permits and all the things what we have in Europe and US and Canada, they will also finish. So actually there will be no legal possibility to stay on those countries anymore, at least under this scheme. So you can change your status to work visa or to family visa, who has visas here or who has families or something, but we will not be able to stay with the same status like we stayed. I can tell you more about UK specifically, for example, because some people were asking me if I want passport of UK, if I want permanent residence, if I can apply, and so on. So I need to say that, for example, in UK, there are ways how you can get permanent residence, and one of these options is to live in the country 5 or 10 years. So they have different reasons. Ukrainians have right to stay 3 years. They have right to work these 3 years, but these 3 years living in the country is not counted in any of the other schemes which will allow you to get any legal status further. So you cannot say that I was working 3 years, now I will just work another 2 years and I will get permanent residence. This doesn't work like that. Ukrainians are totally separate case, which is not included in any kind of normal immigration. They can change it later, they may not change, but for now it's not included in any of the things. So actually, basically, once the things will finish, unless you have work contract and the company has license which allow you to hire a foreign nationals, you will not be able to stay even if you was working and if you had work in UK. That's the case. The last thing which I want to mention, that people are talking about social payments, that so many people don't want to work and they like social payments. Somebody was writing me that I didn't like Denmark because they didn't pay enough. By the way, I guess so far Denmark paid the most out of all the countries if somebody is targeting social help. I guess I didn't really go very deep on that, because for me The target was to be able to live normally in the country where you know the language. That's why I wanted to go to UK or to Canada, because I can work, I can do anything I want, I understand language, and I feel myself comfortable. And if I'm not sure what's the social payments exactly here, but I mean how exactly you can survive here, but I will tell that in UK I guess the social payments is about £300, and I don't want to say that this is small or I need more, but I want to say that I guess £300 or dollars or euro, take any currency you want, is not enough for a person to rent at least room, have food, buy food and clothes, and at all live in the country if you are not working. So if you are not doing anything at all and you target to live only on these payments, I'm not sure if somebody from UK can tell me that you can survive on this money, but because so far I see that I need way more, and this would barely cover the fuel of my car, for example, for 1 month. So for me that would not work, and I guess that for majority of people who used to have normal life, such kind of I don't know, maybe you can rent a bed somewhere and somehow survive with the social payments, but it's definitely not the type of life which Ukrainians are searching for. Anyway, I want to say that countries are helping to Ukrainians a lot, and I don't have any questions to the country. I have no complaints to the countries, but I just want to tell you that this is not the life which majority of people, if you talk about majority, will target and will enjoy, and living outside of your home, which you may have very great home back to your home country, and you need to rent a small room or a bed somewhere in the remote areas of Germany, UK, Spain, or whatever, just because you cannot afford anything else and you don't know local language. I don't think this is something that a lot of people would really target to catch and stay on those countries. So guys, that was basically all what I want to tell you. Please write me in the comments if you agree or disagree with some statements, and for sure you are most welcome to press the like button if you like this video. Thanks for listening me to the end. Bye bye.